been depressed, but this doesn't mean I don't have my own spiritual path and my own spiritual awakenings from day to day. Like, everyone feels and everyone deals with things in their own way, but this doesn't mean that you aren't trying. This doesn't mean you're not on your own journey, and you should really focus on doing good and giving good, trying your best, and knowing that you're trying your best, and asking yourself if things are worth your time and what is really you and what people have convinced is you. So I hope you're doing well, no matter where you are watching this right now, what point of your life. I hope that you realize that you always have to keep looking for the little light at the end of the tunnel. No matter what is going on, anything can be turned around, and any situation you're going through is going to end and start again. So it's a cycle living. I wanted to talk about how, basically, if you know me in real life, you know that I struggle with my mental health. I weight train, hike, just anything athletic I try to do in order to keep myself healthy. I always tried to do things that would make working out fun, but I've also always been on diets, even though I was not that old, because I'm 23 right now. I asked myself the question a lot: can I be depressed and still be spiritual, or still want to help people and be spiritual? And you know, like, you don't think that somebody that is depressed really understands what being spiritual means, because your head is filled with so much negativity and so much self-doubt in a way, where it's hard to believe you can be both things. So I ask myself a lot, like, I try to put myself into a category, but I feel like you shouldn't do that, because every person feels emotions, and you going through the emotion and feeling things and dealing with things is also a way of being spiritual. You are letting yourself live through the moments and understand. I think that the longer you don't let certain things, aspects of your life, be seen by yourself, you keep them hidden away in yourself, and they will be there until you decide to bring them out and actually deal with them. That could be anything. So I'm on a weight gain journey right now. I didn't realize that anytime I am sad, anytime my head just doesn't feel right, I don't let myself eat. I'm like telling myself in my head I can't sit down and relax and eat because I don't deserve to eat yet. Like right now is not the time to be eating. I tell myself there's things to be dealt with. I don't know, in a way, like, it doesn't really make sense, but now that I'm eating better, I'm realizing how much I didn't eat. I tricked my body into thinking it was full all the time, even though I hadn't even eaten. My stomach wouldn't growl, I wouldn't feel hungry. But now I realize that my body had that going on, and I don't know, it's just crazy how your body can be convinced of things like that. Fast food, it has hormones and all that in it, and we don't realize that by putting this into our body, you are making some things in your head think and feel certain ways than if you were to eat plants and, you know, food like that, food that actually has benefits to it. I'm starting to try to eat not depending on like what I want to eat or whatever. I'm like taste. I'm learning to eat depending on what I'm trying to improve in myself. I eat fast food. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I don't eat fast food, it is bad for you. I know fast food is bad for you, and I try to lessen the amount I eat it. But fast food is everywhere, and that shouldn't be an excuse. But back to what I was saying, I'm going to be eating based on like what how is this going to help me? The certain foods I'm going to be looking at, what I'm looking at, what the benefits of them are, and I'm eating with a thought in my head, making it positive, fixing my eating problems, being like, this food is going to help me, and then list of benefits and list of, things that are actually going to be helping my body out by me eating it. But where fast food has very little nutritional value, things that I didn't realize I was programming into my brain without me realizing, but that I'm working actively on healing. Like, my eating problems were obviously stemmed from the way I saw that he would shame for eating, for giving energy to their bodies. Another way I self-sabotaged is self-harm. I still self-harm. I do believe my eating habits were a way of self-harming, and that's why I'm looking at all the ways that I can start fixing things that I didn't even realize I have, but I am now realizing. You're never gonna be in a completely good environment, so you always want to keep being aware of what is around you. That way you can get out of things that aren't good for you, get into new things. And I say this because when you are in a bad environment, you start to act like the people you are around. You start to do the things that they do, even if you don't really want to do it. Like drinking, I guess, is an example. You don't really want to drink. Like, you could be sitting there drinking water, but because everybody's drinking like beer, alcoholic beverages, whatever, you feel like it's not a big deal if you're drinking with them too, And yeah, it's okay to be drinking sometimes, like I drink, but you really do have to be cautious of if you actually want to be doing what you're doing, or if you're just kind of doing it because it's like a human thing that we all got used to. People don't even care about it anymore, how bad they let the food be that they feed us. People need fast food because they are living life so fast, and they believe that we need to just get fast food because it's what we do now. They believe that we've gotten so used to this form of being that it shouldn't be changing for the better. Cities, people are believing, are a normal thing now that we should get used to, and they tell people that live in towns with little towns that they try to take care of as one thing and keep safe and keep their sources and water and all their good things they try to preserve and take care of and love. The people that are working more in cities and stuff like that, they try to tell the people that still do have that love in their heart for the things they're taking care of that they need to start getting used to the modern life, and that them getting their land and stuff like that destroyed is something they need to accept, when in reality what comes with the new change for the people isn't even good for the people. And yeah, people need to really just think and care about themselves, because you start to realize all these things. Another way that I've been self-sabotaging is over exercising. That is a good thing, but it has also been a bad thing for me because I hadn't been eating enough to energize my body to even work out in general, and I had body dysmorphia from working out so much, and I was so small, and everyone would say it's a good thing I'm so small. I'd never felt like I was manly, I never felt like I was feminine, I just felt like I was here. Whatever big the situation was, would be happening, and I never wanted to hurt people, so I would just feel like I needed to go hurt myself, because once you hurt yourself, you feel that you are hurting yourself, and you feel that somehow the conflict, the problem, the whatever, had a solution, even though you just hurt yourself. I convinced myself that I had been the one that solved the problem, and my way of solving it was hurting myself. That way I didn't hurt somebody else. And I felt that people would tell me that I was a problem a lot of the time, and I started to believe it and question why I was being a problem. Why was I choosing to be a problem? I am actually accepting and letting myself think of things that I never allowed myself to feel or think about. And I ask myself why I try to make myself seem spiritual, or like, is that what I'm trying to do? Is what I tell myself. But it's like a voice in my head tells myself I am not this sad person that I had been being and that I still am. Like, I'm always gonna have this person in me that feels everything deeply, even if it's not directed towards me. I'm going to feel everything, and I do feel like my life is changing because I am finally letting myself feel the way I am. Like, I feel everything. I'm always going to feel everything, even if it is not directed towards me and people tell me to not care about it. Like, who knows why I'm like this, but it's like, I'm not gonna see it as a bad thing, and I'm not gonna keep letting people make me feel bad about it. And I may be sad and stuff and deal with things kind of in a way that might be crazy to other people, but I do feel that I be nice to everyone. I know that being good is the way to be, and I do believe that my depression and stuff doesn't keep me from being spiritual or being on my own spiritual path, my own healing path.